According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men in the United States have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. In our state, here in North Carolina, 35% of women and 30% of men experience domestic violence. This year, experts say there have been a rise in domestic violence-related homicides in our state. WRL's Chelsea Donovan is tracking this trend after finding recent cases involving this issue.
Absolutely, Dan. Just in the last month, 7 women have been killed in domestic violence homicides in our state. Not only are there more innocent lives being lost, but help needed for other victims of domestic violence is at an all-time high. This week, Omar Drabic was arrested for murdering his wife, Hadil Hikmat, and tossing her body into Jordan Lake. Hikmat's murder was the 47th domestic violence homicide in the state this year.
Hadil always told me Omar was nice, but insecure, dangerous inside.
6 other domestic violence homicides have since been reported since Hikmat's.
Firearms have been used in 80% of those homicides.
According to the North Carolina Coalition Against Domestic Violence, there have been 53 domestic violence homicides so far this year, 47 last year, but 67 in 2021. It's a trend that's not only taking innocent lives, but taxing resources, court systems, shelters, and hotlines.
In 2022, over 1,400 victims of domestic violence were served in a single day in North Carolina. And that's a 300% increase.
Experts say there's also been an increase in protective orders.
We do know that court advocates in our state often accompany people to civil court to file and receive protective orders, and their capacity is very thin right now.
One clear example of the surge in help needed can be seen through the domestic violence hotline. The National Domestic Violence Hotline reported answering 446,000 calls, chats, and texts, a historic high for that organization and a nearly 10% increase, approximately 40,000 more calls than last year. Melody Gross is a domestic violence survivor, now what she calls a domestic violence disruptor. She hopes victims will find the courage to reach out without feeling shame.
1, it's not your fault. 2, I would also say on the other side of leaving is freedom.
Now, we should mention if you are a victim of domestic violence or know someone who is, we have all the available resources on our website, WREL.com.
A lot of alarming statistics there, Chelsea. Thank you.